Hello. I know it's not Monday morning for social media news and it's not Thursday 1 p.m. for the social media lectures, which this week and next week and the week after are all on universities and social media. I'm testing a new multi-platform broadcasting service. So I really wanted to see if this works. I also want to find out what the quality is. One thing I've already noticed is that this new service gives me a preview that's just like, it's not running. It's just kind of me sitting there staring at the screen. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Somebody asked me the other day how I have set up my lives with all the tech. So what I wanted to suggest is that I'm just changing a few things around while I talk to you. If you want to know how I do things like these straps, that's the out-of-date one, don't worry, it'll be updated for tomorrow's thingy. If I get my little butt into gear. But if you want to know how I do those straps, if you want to know how I do multi-camera, if you want to know how I do my green screen and all that good stuff, then you are very welcome to, ask me in the questions. I think that's what I was looking to say. So I'm just going to go to, the new service doesn't have comments or comment aggregator. And I think that's going to be a deal breaker for me because I either get 0 comments, in which case I just trundle on and do what I want to do and I've got a narrative arc and there's things I want to say, or I get tons of questions and then I'm completely off track. So I can see that it's live on Facebooks. Let me just mute myself. There's really no need for me to hear myself. There we go. I'm not sure about the quality though. Do I look really, really pale today? I've got colour grading on my cameras and my Vision switcher has colour grading built in. I feel like, and I can see on OBS and on some of the other things that the colours look okay, but this streaming service seems to be making me into a ghost. Right, so that's that one. If you're interested, I can put this up on the screen. There's really no reason why you can't see what I'm doing. So if I go to Twitter, Silk Charm, and there I am live there. I forgot I was wearing that horrible old hoodie. So it's a bit behind. It's me talking about being a ghost. So I'll just mute that. Okay, so that's me on Twitter. 5 viewers just came in. And then on my main business Facebook page. Fun fact, it takes up to 11 minutes for people to come in, unless it's YouTube, in which case you're notified like 2 days after I've gone live that I'm live. YouTube.com/Laurel Papworth. The thing with this new service is I think they're going to catch up and overtake the other services. That's why I'm investing a bit of time and energy into figuring this stuff out now. Is that my header? Might change that. That's my old studio. Normally I have me in rollers. Like if you look here, I like that one. And YouTube always picks the worst thumbnails in the world, and I absolutely have to change them every time, or I don't bother. That one I left because I thought it looked hilarious. What else are we testing today? So we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn. I've got 2 Facebooks running, but I'm sort of the opinion that if my main page is running, I don't mind if my personal page is working or not. Oh, there I am. Okay, so we've got a comment already. Thanks, Greg. You look fine too. Oops, spelt it wrong. Helps if I spell it correctly. Top right. So we've got LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I thought I replied, but it didn't. It went in as a new comment. Never mind. So what are we going to do? I need a comment aggregator, a live stream comment aggregator. There's no point in pulling the comments in 2 hours later. I need them live so I can respond to them through the Q&A times. If you know of one, let me know. Other services that come bundled all in one with live streaming APIs, with, you add all your accounts. Some of them have it, but what I want to do is use this service and add in maybe I can put in I've just thought of something. So instead of this chat window, maybe I could put Hootsuite on this side, and then, no, Hootsuite doesn't do live streams. Does it? That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked. So what I'm going to do, just pop that down there. Does Hootsuite aggregate live comments? I better say live stream. I won't know what live comments are. I think this is just telling you should be doing live. It doesn't say, hey, Hootsuite has all these thingies, services. That's how to go live on Facebook, how to go live on it. So they're all the individuals. Promoting. I know how to promote. I don't want to promote. Make it timely, create a dream team. Actually, here's an idea. I prefer evergreen. The liveness is enough. But if you, like, my social media news is not relevant to people 4 weeks later. Everybody would be over caring about whether Facebook blocked business pages from Australia or not. News pages. Engage with your audience in the moment. Well, I'm trying to. How can I engage with people if I don't have a comment aggregator? I think what I'm supposed to do is go to each stream. So that's been shared. And then that would give me notifications to say people were mentioning me on Twitter or commenting on Twitter. One person's watching on YouTube. Hello, one person on YouTube. Although I've noticed with YouTube is that it says things like one person watching or 0 people watching. And then there's comments from people more than 1 or more than 0. So I don't quite know how that works. Notifications here. And I don't think it tells me about the comments on my videos until later. This is what I mean. It's just a bit of a nightmare, you know. So 2 comments. All right, Greg, I'll give you a like. Okay, so I need to find that out. If you know of a tool that aggregates live streamed API-based comments, please let me know. And it has to be reasonably quick. We can't say, oh, it updates every 15 minutes or something, because some of my videos are 15 minutes or less. How's the lighting looking on the live? I've changed things around. Can you tell I've got a ring light? Do I get the circles in my eyes? I'm not a big fan of that, but I do agree that ring lights tend to light better. I have some of the cube lights as well. They're about this big and they have a diffuser on them. They're pretty good. Oh, I forgot my earrings. Oh, this is turning into a disaster. It's not. Okay. What else do I need to test? I guess sound. Been on live for 11 minutes. It's saying dropped frames is 0%, which is actually pretty good. And the CPU usage is 12%, and we're at 2,561 kilobits per second. I have to say this because I'm also recording this so that actually it stays recorded on all the platforms, but I record it locally, and then I can compare my local file, high def, blah, 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 with how each platform, their codecs and color and all that sort of rubbish is working out. So this platform does something the other platforms doesn't do, which is it tells me the number of viewers in real time. Well, it looks like real time. The other platforms tend to tell me, oh, you had, 256 viewers, but it tells me days later when it's been processed. I do think that that's YouTube's fault. Hello to the 3 people on YouTube now. And just testing some rubbish out. I don't have a template for what went out. That reminds me, I need to make a note that I need to edit every single time the title, the description. I'll probably leave my bio and other details in there, but I want to give a bit of a heads up. So, I need to say something like just testing things. Although why anybody would click on a just testing, so maybe I won't say that. Maybe I'll say really important news of the day. So I'm looking at the software and I can create groups. So I can set up a group for 2 Facebook pages, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, a YouTube Live, and then I can set up another group for a Twitch and a different Facebook page and a different YouTube Live. And then I can set up, they call them destination groups. I think I'm allowed to have 30 platforms or 50 platforms that I can send out on at once. And that's another reason I like this multi-broadcasting software. I can say to, for instance, a franchise that might have 30 or 50 or 100 Facebook pages or accounts on different channels, and say to them, I can stream live on all your channels, and I just have to send them a link and they have each page, click on it, and then when I go live, it broadcasts live on that page. It's given permission. So that's kind of interesting for industry organizations, for decentralized corporate offices that are doing corporate training. So I go into government departments and I offer online training. Admittedly, I used to actually go into the department and do the in-house broadcasting thing. Now I'd probably do it from home. And if you're watching this in the future, how's COVID? But yes, there's a few different things to think about, I think, when you're deciding to broadcast, where to broadcast, how to structure it, what tool works best. And my problem is, as I dig deeper and deeper and deeper, superficially, they all look the same, so, like social media tools. Oh, well, they're just dashboards. What do you need? And then you dig in, you go, oh, that one does not track Facebook pages I'm not an admin on. Or that one does scheduling, but it's really iffy and it won't do evergreens. Or that, so social media tools are all over the place, which reminds me tomorrow's lecture is on social media tools, social media dashboards for universities and colleges. And it's the same with the multi-platform broadcasting tools, as you think, oh, how hard can it be? I just want it to go out everywhere and I just click live and it goes. And then you realize, oh no, it doesn't have a comment aggregator, or it's not easy to update the titles or something like that. So What are we getting at the moment? We're getting a 2.629 kilobits bit rate out, and it doesn't look like that I can check live what's going on. And I'm not seeing any errors, but that doesn't mean there isn't any. Like it doesn't flash up, you know, that you're lagging or you're dropping frames or something. Codec AAC, bitrate 128 kilobits per second. Looks okay. I'm just going to check. You can watch me checking if you like. Oh dear me. In case you're wondering, yes, I'm tired. Don't know why. See, this is the problem I think with Facebook, is that there's bound to be tools and I really don't know what they are, but I need to see the comments live. So 31 people reached 1 engagement. And we're at the 16-minute mark, and of course now I'm going to finish up and I'm going to assume that Twitter's around the same. Oh, that's right, because it's running through Periscope, which is the middleman. I need to go to Periscope. Oh, let me make a note of that. I need to have Periscope up to check on everything. But Periscope's going away in a few weeks, so do I really need to bring Periscope up? And it's not that I want to build engagement wherever people are, but I literally think it's going away in like a week. And Twitter has not been forthcoming on Twitter Live. I asked some of the other platforms and they said they don't know, and as soon as they know, they'll be sending out a message to everybody. I think Twitter's turning off the API for the live, which means that anybody who's professional doing live, you know, with the stream decks and the ATEM vision switches and the sound systems with the mixers, sound mixers and stuff, probably won't use Twitter Live because it's not the best platform for this kind of thing. And that's because Twitter is set up for the text story type, not the video story types. It's not YouTube. Let's see what's going on here. It's still saying 1 watching, but I never know if I have to refresh. 3 watching, which actually does match my dashboard, which is 3 watching. And LinkedIn, this always says 0 watching, and then there's usually quite a lot of people watching on LinkedIn. 13 views of the video. Cool. You cannot change the thumbnail on LinkedIn. I can't. If you know of a way, please let me know. All right. Okay. I think I can preset the thumbnail in this new dashboard. I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? If I don't, I'm going to be stuck with me looking all kind of weird and away from the camera. So, all right. Okay. I think I understand how this service works. I want to play the sound back and make sure it sounds nice. And that it's not too poppy and bubbly and crunchy. And sometimes my ATEM throws a hissy fit and I can hear it whirring and it shouldn't be whirring. And then it gives me this kind of thermal crunchy sound. I don't know how to describe it. Crackle. Thermal crackle. There you go. It's a thermal crackle. Are you live streaming? Have you thought about live streaming? Did you know that you can stream live from Zoom? But I think to only 1 platform at a time. So if you're used to Zoom, you could try that one just to get a little bit more of a professional look rather than, I guess, whacking an iPhone in front of your face. I do use iPhones, but I connect mine into my vision switcher so that I can show people on my phone, and I can flip between. I haven't done it obviously because my phone's here, but I can do that and that, but with an iPhone, so I can teach that way. In fact, I use this kind of format so that I'm in the corner and the iPhone's on the vertical. And I have a mic that goes into here, and I also have a really tiny baby little vision switcher, so if I need to pack up and go, like during the bushfires, I can't, not now, because we're mostly at home, even though we're coming into the post-COVID era. I like to use the phone. It's a perfectly fine camera. You do want to use this camera if you can, not the front-facing one, because this one's better. But this camera is like beats any handheld camera from like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's perfectly fine. And then a mic in here, small little vision switcher, so I can switch between cameras, monitors, desktops. I can put a laptop desktop in, or I can use the desktop of my main computer, or I can use the iPhone desktop or the iPad desktop, which is in the other room. So I don't know if that's of any interest to you, but there you go. Okay, I think it's time for me to love you and leave you. Just a reminder, my name's Laurel Papworth, and did that work? Yeah, it did. Still got the old stuff though on it. Mondays 10:45 a.m. is social media news, and I go through whatever news has been happening in the last week. It's my way of catching up on the news and keeping you caught up as well. And then Thursdays at 1 p.m. is a live stream lecture. So it's a full lecture, but there are opportunities for Q&A. And the previous series was social media for government, ministers of parliament, senators, and local government. This series, and we're on the second one tomorrow, is social media for universities, colleges, and higher education. And last week's was social media strategy for universities and colleges. This week is social media dashboards. So basically unpacking a toolbox. What are the best tools? It's important for me to do them in the verticals, because the tool that I would recommend for local government might not be a tool for colleges, or vice versa. Who needs advertising tools if you don't have an ad spend budget and you're a government department that is not approved to do ads, or whatever it is? So there's different, I would say, priorities. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm focusing on my experience in working with ministers of parliament, senators and government, or my experience with working with universities and colleges and higher education on how their central marketing office works, or what they have approval for, or, what kind of things that I know from experience they're going to come across. Crisis comms and on social media, and targeting overseas students and all that kind of stuff. So not for everybody. I'm not an every woman social media strategist. I'm, definitely focusing on specific verticals, let's say, that I think will get benefit from a more specific answer than this is how to boost a post. Not anybody. People do a lot of that, but I want to show specifically what the tips and tricks are for each vertical. So anyway, I thought if you're interested in that, you can join me at 1 o'clock tomorrow. You don't have to. You do you. You do what makes you happy, and I'll do what makes me happy, and we'll find some common ground, or we won't, but we'll still be happy, and that's the main thing. All right, I have to figure out how to turn all this stuff off now. I think I have to turn them off one at a time, which is, to be honest, an absolute pain. But thank you for staying with me and helping me understand how this new tool is going to work in my life. All right, thank you. Bye.